Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show again. Welcome back to the Clintonville Slasher. I am your host, Frankie, and today I want to be talking about this film, the re-release of Salem's Lot, dropped on HBO Max. Now, if you guys have never seen this movie, I'm going to go into a deep dive. I'm going to talk about spoilers, so spoiler warning ahead. If you haven't seen it, go check it out and then come back to me. Now, I'll first by saying that this movie was amazing. Salem's Lot is one of my favorite Stephen King adaptation. I love the book. So a little rundown of the film is that you have an author named Ben. Ben lives in a town called Jerusalem's Lot in Maine, and he comes back after years and years of being away, and he wants to rent a room for inspiration for his new book. Now, Ben was from Jerusalem's Lot when he was younger, but his parents died in a car accident, and he went and lived with family. When he comes into town, he's coming into town, he meets Susan, and Susan is going to rent a room. She's a massive fan. So, as the story progresses, you know that that there is two people that come in town, and their names are Stryker and Barlow. And now you never meet Mr. Barlow. Now, what happens after that is that Stryker is obviously a day protector of Mr. Barlow's coffin. Now, Barlow's coffin, Barlow is this massive fucking vampire. He's very old, and he lives in this house. Now, there has to be a sacrifice before they can release an undead army. That's what he wants to do. He wants to release an undead army. He wants to make the entire townspeople vampires. So the Stryker has to kidnap a boy, and he kidnaps a boy. He makes him a sacrifice, and he drinks his blood. And the boy ends up going around and fucking massacring people. If you've seen the original movie, you know what I'm talking about. Now, the similarities that I liked about this movie is I love the fact that I love the original film. I love the original look of, we got fucking the original Mr. Barlow from the 1979 film. And then you've got the remake version of him, and it's CGI'd. I'm not a fan of CGI, but this one really fucking works because Barlow talks in this, and Barlow in the book had the more of a vocabulary, and he talked. And he wasn't so weird looking. Now, the similarities in the movie, so when Mark gets entranced, right, and Mark's sitting in his room, very famous scene, one of his buddies ends up dying, and he ends up becoming a vampire, and he knocks on Mark's window, and you got this fucking 1970 version of it where the fog is rolling in, and he's knocking on the window, and he lets him in as a trance. The fog pours into the window, the vampire comes in, and then the cross, Mark grabs the cross, puts it to his face, and he goes out. This movie was, I like the fact that they did it this way, I love that original feel to it because you got the fog rolling in, which was basically dry ice and the kid on strings. This was all CGI, but I like it. I thought it was cool. I like the fact, I loved Mark in this movie. Mark in the original film is great, but Mark in the new one is even better. He is that kid is fucking top notch. I loved Ben in this, and I love the fact that fucking Ben and Susan's love interest is still there. Ben is a badass, and even there's another scene where they're in the fucking morgue, and the vampire wakes up. The morgue scene in the original one is great, but the remake is even better. Now, the one scene I don't care for is that you have Mark's parents getting attacked by Stryker, and you got the father, the priest, who is a drunk that no one believes, but he knows that there's vampires in town. He knows Salem's Lot's no good, and he's trying to convince Mark's parents to go to the church because it's hallowed ground. In the original, Mark shows up. Mark and his parents are sitting there. The priest is there telling him about it, and Stryker knocks on the door with Mr. Barlow, and Barlow kills Mark's parents. Mark runs away, and it's just the priest and Barlow. And Stryker's there is going, "Come on, holy man, put down the cross and face the master." That's a fucking famous line. It's not in this one, which I don't like, because that's one of the best lines of the entire fucking movie is "face the master." And at that point, fucking Stryker's already dead. And in the original movie, Stryker gets shot in the staircase because Ben shoots him. The pace of this one is a lot easier to follow. I like the pace of this Salem's Lot. It had the same story base as this one, but it was way shorter. You had it wasn't such a slow walk. Like, you didn't have to wait an hour to see Barlow and then wait another hour for him to go. Mah! But I do like the ending of the original way better than this one. I did like the ending of this one because the ending of this one is all the vampires are at the drive-in theater. They're sleeping in the back of the trunks. Susan's already gone. Like, you don't get that whole, Ben goes to get Susan. She's just in this like third world country or like across in the Middle East, and he's got to kill her, and it's this whole drawn out thing. That's not how it is in this. It's all condensed into Jerusalem's Lot, which I like. But the original movie is, you've got Ben cracking open the crypt and he's pounding the steak into Barlow and he's and Mark's back there and he's trying to kick the door closed to keep the vampires at bay. That's not how it is in that one. And he's just pounding the steak in there and shit. And then it's such a dramatic and cool scene. It's not how it is in this one. They fight Barlow at the very end. They burst him into flames at the movie theater. And it's a cool ending, but it's not the ending that I really care for, and it's not the ending I really wanted. But I do like, there are similarities between the two. I did like the remake. I thought it was really fun. I would watch it again. But I'm partial to the book. Like, the book is way better. If you've never read the book, Salem's Lot, do yourself a fucking favor. That book is amazing. So check it out. I can't say too much things about it. If you guys also want to deep dive into this one, like I tried to deep dive into, like I want to do deep dive into Long Legs as well, which was my last episode. Please deep dive into this. Let's deep dive into this. I really had a great time with this movie. I'm probably gonna watch it again soon. So check it out. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. We're on our way to 300 subscribers. Stay horror. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your mom. You know the deal. Have a great day. We'll see you next time. Later days.